Hola, bienvenidos de nuevo al Rincón de JR. Hoy vamos a hablar con un ex número 2 del draft como es Derrick Williams, así que vamos allá. Derrick, welcome.
Thank you.
First of all, you are from California, a state that have already 5 teams in the NBA, if I don't remember. How is the basketball there? Also with UCLA around, how is the basketball there?
It's a basketball state, man. It's, like you said, it's NBA teams all up and down California. I grew up watching the Lakers. My mom used to take me to the games when I was 6, 7, 8 years old when the old Laker teams didn't even play in the Staples Center. So they were playing in the Forum. So California, from top to bottom, has teams that people love. You know, and that's the main thing.
Okay, and instead of being in a Californian university, you went to Arizona.
Yeah.
How was that? How was that for you?
It was awesome. You know, it was different. It's different than what I'm used to. Being able to, like I said, being able to go to the beach, and it's only 10 minutes away from where I grew up, and then going to Arizona and it being so hot, but at the same time, it was an amazing experience. Another basketball state, you know, with Arizona being there, and man, with Lute Olson kind of starting the whole thing. Rest in peace to Lute Olson. Man, it's been amazing. You know, the whole journey from California to Arizona to everywhere around the world.
You mentioned Lute Olson that unfortunately passed away a few days ago. How important he was for you? I think he was not already a coach, but he was relevant, like Dean Smith for North Carolina.
Man, it's amazing coach. You know, amazing person as well. I had a chance to meet him a few times. You know, he ran the team from Arizona for about 25 years. And when I was becoming a freshman, it was maybe he had been out of the university for about 2 years now. And so I had a new coach with Sean Miller, but Lute Olson's presence was always there, you know, from the jump. And I think that was the best experience about it, is all of the fans loved him, you know, and that's how you build a legacy. And I tweeted the other day, you know, legends never die, because his name, his presence will always be felt in Arizona and at that school.
Taking a little bit the Arizona theme, another big guy who have a lot of strength and a lot of good ability to dunking was Aaron Gordon, who also attend to Arizona. How similarities you have with him, and how impressive is that athleticism came to some players from Arizona?
Yeah, it's amazing, man. He's very, very athletic. He went to Arizona a couple years after I did. I've been following his career for a long time, even when he was in high school. And so Aaron Gordon is an amazing player. We have a lot of similarities, as we both are big 3s and 4s that can kind of play multiple positions, can shoot the ball, like you said, athletic, but like to win. You know, there's a reason why, you know, he's with Orlando right now, and they're going to keep him for a long time. He's a really good player.
When you make it to the NBA, you've been the number 2 of the draft. There's, let's say, a story of that the number 2 of the draft sometimes doesn't work well. Happens with Olowokandi, happened with Michael Kidd.
Yeah.
Also, what do you think was the key factor that you didn't have a career like other players in your draft?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to answer that question, because man, there's so many different players and there's so many different aspects that kind of go into the whole draft. You know, sometimes, a lot of the time it's really opportunities, man. You know, I tell people that all the time. It's really about opportunities, and sometimes it's organizations too. You know, some of the organizations that I had been to previously weren't up to par with a lot of the other organizations that are in there. You know, and I'm glad I was able to play 6 years in the NBA, because I played on multiple teams, you know, and I got to see great organizations and okay organizations, you know, and just like any other business or any other, you know, business around the world, there's great ones and then there's okay ones, and I was glad I got to play with Cleveland and be able to go to the finals, because that was an excellent ran organization. I was playing with the Heat as well. That's an amazing organization as well. So, you know, there's it just kind of, like I said, it's more about opportunities. And man, this is 10 years. This is my 10th year professional. It doesn't matter if I play in the NBA or not. You know, and I just want to continue to provide for my family, continue to love the game, continue to show the world that it doesn't have to be in the NBA to have an excellent career.
Talking a little bit more about your draft colleagues.
Yeah.
They are in already 9th, 10th year of their career, but they are probably some of them in the stardom of the league, like Kyrie Irving, like Kemba Walker, Klay Thompson, already Jimmy Butler, number 30 of that draft, also many other guys in second round that make it 4th and 9th. What is to be in the same draft like this?
Yeah, I remember when we were first getting drafted, a lot of people were saying the draft wasn't going to be that great. And like you say, you just named a lot of great players, man. You have Kemba Walker, Kawhi Leonard, you have, Jimmy Butler, you have Kyrie Irving, Klay Thompson. There's a bunch of guys right there that have won NBA championships, that have made all-star teams, that have MVPs, and that's what it's about, man. It's awesome to see some of these guys really become something, really become something of what they want to be. And I'm great friends with Kyrie. I'm great friends with all those guys, Klay Thompson, and I'm glad that they're doing what they're projected to do, and those guys still hit me up to this day as well. And they're glad I'm doing my thing and playing well in Europe. And that's the thing, man. Is a lot of people always ask me like, oh, why didn't you go back to the NBA? It's like the last 2 years I turned down the NBA, and it's like I didn't want to go back, and I felt more comfortable here. And it's really about how you feel, Like I could have 2 more years under my belt in the NBA, but that wasn't the route that I wanted to go.
To talking about the feeling, there's a lot of people from that draft also, being Europeans or not, that came and go from the NBA. The example of Nikola Mirotic, who came back from Nico for several familiar problems. Also, we have Trey Tompkins, who's playing in the league. Jan Vesely, which you pairing team in that year. Also undrafted like Malcolm Thomas, Charles Jenkins, who had good career here.
Yep.
How is good in the NBA and good in Europe? How is it for that draft?
Man, it's all around, man, from top to bottom. Even Isaiah Thomas,
number 60.
That was the last pick in our draft. And if you ask anybody at that point in time, there was no way that Isaiah Thomas should have gone 60th, So, man, it's a great class, a great draft class from top to bottom, and I'm glad there's so many people that are still playing, man. It's like it's this 10th year, This is year number 10, and all those guys are either playing in Europe, all-stars, or still playing in the NBA. So we're playing in China, So as long as you're doing what you love, that's all that matters.
Thinking about what matters, looking this 2020 exchange, you are here in Europe. I mentioned it, some overseas players from North America saying that how tough it is for us already because you are quarantined in some sense because you are here out of your inner circle. How is it for you this 2020 with all what happens, taking in mind this?
It's tough, man. At the same time, my family's at home and with all these regulations and people can't fly and and I had to get paperwork from the government to even get here. So, a lot of people can't come from the United States right now. So, and just like you said, there's plenty of guys that are from North America and that play in Europe that can't have their families over here right now. But, at the same time, there's a few guys that have played here long enough to know that the quarantines and kind of being isolated and being on your own a little bit, you kind of get used to it a little bit. You kind of embrace it. I kind of like it. At the same time, I'm at home. I'm always with my family, my friends, and when I come here, it's kind of like peace and quiet. But it's great, man. I enjoy it. I'm glad that that I was able to come here. It's a big difference between Germany, where I was at Bayern, and even last year with Fenerbahce in Turkey, and here. There's 3 different places with 3 different languages, and that's what I love about Europe, man. Is you can fly an hour or 2 hours this way and be in completely different languages and countries. So I love it. So I don't have a complaint.
How was that for you? For us, it could be normal to be in 2 hours in a different country, but for you, that an extreme country that is the United States of America, how was the first impression for you when you arrived to Europe?
Yeah, it was crazy because I remember, some of the flights when I was playing with Sacramento, for the longest flight was like from Sacramento to Miami, and it'd be 6 hours. And I would wake up and still be on the plane, go to sleep, watch a movie, still be on the plane. So, and when you come to Europe, it's like the longest flight might be like 3 hours, you know, from Russia or Moscow to, say, Greece or Istanbul. And I like it, man. I like it because some of these places I thought I would never be able to come to, you know. Like Moscow, I thought I would never go there. I thought I would never go to Greece. I thought I'd never go to Istanbul, and I played there. And I thought I'd never really come to Spain like that, and I'm playing here. So, or Munich, I never thought I would play in Munich or live in Munich, and I played there. So, to me, it's all about the experience. It's all about embracing the culture, because it's much different than where I'm from. So I like it, I enjoy it.
With all that embracing of the culture and all what is happening right now in your country, how sensitive are you right now about that social movement that the league stopped 3 days because of that? How important is for you being here, understanding other cultures, and so your own culture doing these things in a big league?
You know, I think that it's very important. I think, you know, when you're in Europe a little bit, I mean, the biggest thing right now is racism, you know, and in America, it's probably at a very high times right now with what's going on. But being over here, there's racism everywhere. It doesn't matter where you go, but I just think that people just gotta spread more love, man. Just more love. That's the main thing. People aren't always going to like what you have to say but you have to respect what other people say and do. So, you know, it's tough, and I'm glad that the NBA kind of is at the forefront of that. And there's so many people who watch basketball, you know, around the world, whether it's EuroLeague, NBA, China basketball, it doesn't matter. I think we have a big platform, and I think that we can raise awareness regardless of what the topic is. I think people will listen, and that's the main thing about it is, you know, and you know, coming here, you know, I think that, you know, just me walking around, it's like people are like, whoa, like interested, you know, they don't know where I'm from, they see me, which is completely fine. Same thing in Istanbul, same thing in Germany, but I think that when the more Americans come over and people see how other cultures are and you embrace it, people start to understand, like, oh wow, everybody's great, you know, everybody's great as long as you respect people.
Appreciate your words. Good luck with the injury.
Yeah, thank you.
Nosotros esperamos en el próximo capítulo.